This is Tom Glaser reading from my book, Full Heart Living, Conversations with the Happiest People I Know. And this is Chapter 9, Connecting. All You Need is Love. The standout message I got from all the people I spoke to about happiness is how relationships are crucial not just to having, but to maintaining genuine happiness. As Dr. Henry Emmons explains so eloquently, we are wired to be connected with others. It is built into us, our whole being. I think that is one of the biggest turning points, even in someone who's depressed, is to be able to connect in more meaningful ways with others. Cultivating a good heart and really creating deep connections with others and with yourself is just crucial for genuine happiness. I feel a tremor arise in my whole being as I hear Dr. Emmons express this. If cultivating a good heart is how we establish good relationships, then knowing how to connect on a deep level is how we preserve and enhance them. We deepen connections by being real with others, taking risks, and exposing our more vulnerable sides rather than hiding parts of ourselves we deem less than perfect. It also means investing time in relationships and taking the initiative to maintain contact. I feel as though she is letting me in on a profound secret when, during my video interview with her, therapist Mia touches upon the subject of relationships. I feel really blessed that I have more love in my life than most people I know. And I know we don't brag in Minnesota, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you that. I think it's true. Knowing Mia, I can vouch for her humility. Having experienced her open-heartedness, I find it easy to believe she is very loved. So I've spent my life learning how to be in right relationship, Mia proceeds. Here Mia highlights a crucial element in many Buddhist teachings, although it also appears in Quaker, Christian, and perhaps other religious material as well as in many native teachings. Right relationship involves interacting in a manner that is respectful to all and aids the common good. Take note of the first part, respectful to all. Something that many of my coaching and psychotherapy clients forget is that all also includes themselves. Yes, we are called to be respectful, kind, helpful, and open-hearted with others. We also need to do so with ourselves. A friend's recent Facebook post sums up this concept nicely. Do no harm, but take no shame. In right relationship, we treat others and ourselves well. Mia dedicates her life to the most important thing, building right relationship. What's more important than connecting well, treating others and ourselves with respect and kindness? No wonder she's so happy. I ask Mia how we create loving relationships. I think for me, creating loving relationships has a lot to do with how we make contact, Mia tells me. Her features remain soft, but her voice is so clear and strong that I almost have chills. She is convinced and convincing. And by contact, I mean being present, she continues. People respond so much better when you are really present with them. They love it. Can you give me an example, I ask? Mia barely needs to think. I have this really dear friend, Dave, and we go to Twins games together. We went to the brat stand and I got our brats, and he said, "Wow, you just totally made that person's day," referring to the vendor. Mia looks to the side as though she's replaying the scene in her mind. She tells me that Dave continued, "Did you notice that nobody else looked her in the eye? Nobody else said, 'Hey, how are you doing?'" Mia pauses. Dave was right. I had looked her in the eye, and I had smiled, and I had asked her how she was doing, and I meant everything I said, and she felt that, so she and I just had this really brief exchange. Mia continues, "Because I am quite loving and I am happy to extend this love, it feels really natural to me. I feel like I just want to be with people and really appreciate what they're doing." I said, "Even if it's just the person at the hot dog counter?" Yes, especially the person at the counter, because that's a lot of what our life is filled with. The person at the counter matters, and small exchanges matter. Mia is so emphatic here, I suspect, because whether it's the brat seller, the dry cleaner, or the person next to us at the bus stop, so much of modern life is spent in contact with relative strangers. Also, whenever we truly connect with anyone, no matter how briefly, our best self emerges and we enrich the other and ourselves. Mia walks the talk. I love meeting her for coffee, which we do every now and then. She listens deeply when I talk about something, asks discerning questions, and makes astute comments. All serve to make me feel valued. She also tells me about what is going on with her in complete honesty and openness. By telling me about herself, I feel trusted. She embodies the presence of which she speaks. I am convinced that being present like this brings out the best in ourselves and the best in others. It is what makes our relationships flourish. While it's no surprise that everyone I interviewed agrees good relationships are essential to happiness, what might be astonishing is how much trouble we get into with those closest to us. I've come to wonder if the universe conspires to place us with loved ones who unconsciously bring out our best and our worst. Sometimes we're delighted to discover how kind and giving we are. Other times we're shocked and embarrassed by how selfish and mean we can be. For some people, the reverse might be true. These folks already know what stinkers they can be, but give them, say, a grandchild or two, and suddenly they're as kind and giving as can be. Close relationships of all kinds provide opportunities to recognize our true full selves, including the parts we're proudest and most ashamed of. I suspect those closest to us, with their stable presence and more or less unconditional love, provide the safety we need to expose these more vulnerable, sometimes called the shadow sides, whether loving, spiteful, or a combination of the two. When we can be more fully ourselves, including all those parts of us that people admire and the parts we often aim to hide, and still be accepted by others and by ourselves, we heal. To me, becoming whole in this way, embracing the totality of our being, is what it means to heal. Not that we necessarily act on all of our impulses, mind you, but that we embrace the fact that we have the impulses themselves. While it may seem counterintuitive to some, doing so reduces the chance that we'll act rashly. By embracing all of our potential, the good and the bad and the ugly, we become whole.